Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Sweeten Nails. I hope you all are doing amazing today. Today I'm going to be doing a builder gel overlay on my nails, and as you can see my nails are pretty rough right now. I don't want to talk about it, so let's just get straight into the video. I had already shaped my nails and taken care of my cuticles, so all I had to do was buff the surface of my nail. And I started out with this foamy file, but I've had this one for a long time and it wasn't really doing a whole lot, so I ended up switching to a 180 grit hand file, as you will see here in a few seconds. I'd like to apologize in advance for the camera work in this video. The frame is way too tight. I should have raised up my tripod before I started filming, but I just saw it through. I had to see it through, and now I'm regretting it. So I apologize for being out of frame. Usually I try really hard not to do that. Next, I'm going to go in with my pH bond and apply that to each of the nails. It's basically a dehydrator if you don't know what it is. And then I am going in with my Pro Bond, which is my primer. I'm going to be using Gelish Builder Gel, so I'm using the Gelish foundation. This has to be cured for 10 seconds and then you wipe off the excess. I think that's very interesting because I don't have any other base coats that are like that, but their base coat is pretty sturdy, so. Once that is cured, I am just wiping off the excess with rubbing alcohol. You can use a gel cleanser. It says to use a dry brush, and I've done that before, but in my opinion it doesn't really make a difference. Just make sure you wipe off the excess. Full disclosure, I am not an expert at builder gel. I've only just started using it this year. So first what I do is I apply a very thin slip layer on top of the nail before I go and build the nail. You don't want the base layer to be super thick because you're going to have gel all over your side walls. It's going to be dripping down your nails. It's going to be a terrible time. Although I'm relatively new to Builder in a Bottle, if I had to give advice to someone who's using it for the first time, it would be, don't be afraid to really use and work that brush. That's why it's called Builder in a Bottle. The brush is your friend. Now you can use a liner to clean up or a liner brush to clean up the edges and the cuticle, but just don't be afraid of the brush. The brush is your friend. I would say compared to my last few attempts at using Builder in a Bottle, this try came out really good. When I first started using it, I mean, obviously I was applying it way too thick. It was very uneven. It just wasn't very good. Compared to other nail enhancements like jelly tips or acrylic or hard gel or what have you, I would say this one has the smallest learning curve. It really isn't that difficult to do. It's just learning to be comfortable with it and also understanding that a little goes a long way. It's like gel polish, or honestly, it's just nails in general. You want to do basically more is less. It's okay to build up the nail. It's harder to debulk a nail. Now that I am all cured, I wiped off the sticky layers so that way I could buff. I'm just using my Gelish foamy file. With builder gel, you really don't want to be heavy-handed with a hand file, because if you use like a gritty hand file, you might make abrasions in the nail enhancement that are pretty deep. So you can, if you do a good enough job, you can get away with just a foamy file. I feel like when I'm talking, I sound like I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. I sound silly, but I'm really tired. I've been up since 5 in the morning and I had a hard time sleeping last night. And then I fell back asleep around 5:45, 6 o'clock. And I just kept having sleep paralysis dreams. So now I'm here recording my voiceover for this video. My base color, I am using To Later. Although I don't really know how relevant these colors are anymore because Cure Sky just came out with a brand new 150 color collection with a brand new formula. So I don't know if they're going to be phasing out all of these polishes like the old formula polishes. I really don't know. So if you're curious, I'm using the color To You Later. It's from their fall collection from a billion years ago. This color is called Love Note. I love this color. It's kind of lipsticky. It gives lipstick vibes. It's very pretty. At first when I applied it, it kind of looks pinkish, but once you put another layer on, it's definitely like a very romantic red. And I'm using Sentimental. I remember this color being a lot more red than brown, but it's also very old. I've had to throw out so many polishes over the last few months just because they're really old and they became discolored. Like I had Kira color Peach Sangria and it was purple. The last time I used it, it was like orange. Anyway, for the design on this nail, I am using my Gelish blooming gel, and then I'm going to use the Sentimental on top of it to make this like reptilian print. I've never done this design before, ever, so that's why it looks like that. I'm sorry, I feel like I'm being a Debbie Downer in this video, but I'm just being realistic here. It looks not good. It looks not good. But I tried something new, so I'm happy. Ring finger, I took Sentimental and I outlined the area around my nail. I don't know what to call this design either. It kind of looks like a shoe buckle in my opinion. But I wasn't really happy with the way that this turned out just because I have smaller nails. If I had a longer nail and I did an extension, I could extend it out. It would look way better. But I tried to rescue it with some rhinestones, which you will see later. I'm not going to be wearing this design for very long on my nails, but it was good practice. I just think it looks a little goofy. For my pointer finger, I'm taking this Gel Pod Metallics by Kira and I'm just going to create a simple French tip on my nail. Next, I'm going in with my non-wipe top coat, and I'm gonna top coat all my nails. So in this clip, you're gonna see me accidentally drop a glob of top coat onto my palm. I didn't even realize it had happened until after I cured my nails. Luckily, by some miracle, it didn't cure onto my skin, but it was still pretty scary. My gels were getting runny because it was getting hot under my ring light. I should have turned the brightness on it down just a little bit more, but I thought because I had the fan on and I'm right next to the AC vent, I should be good, but no, not today. Oh well, it's fine, I lived. Just gonna put on some cuticle oil and then I will show you guys the final review. And ta-da! Here we are. This is the final look. Honestly, it didn't come out that bad. I had to see it through, but it's not terrible. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Give it a share, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!